Hi, this is David again. And this video, none of you are going to want to watch. It's boring as shit. But I want to go on record. I want to go on record what these Mormons do and how they do it. The internet is the kiss of death for the Mormon church. They can't lie anymore. They can't hide anymore. They can't hide who sends money to Proposition 8 in California. You can see and trace the hatred, the ages, and the genders of these people. They're used to going under the table, stab you in the back. Well, damn, I'm old and I can figure crap out on the internet. All right, here we go. I've told you before, Google and YouTube contacted me and says, you got a lot of false clicks on your tube and you're probably doing it to make more money. Well, I did it like 8 times, not 800 times. And I reported that to YouTube. I said, you know, when I put a video up, I check it for technical problems. And I've had, you know, lighting problems, and I've had audio problems, and I've had freezing of the video. So I say, I check them. If you don't like that, kick me off your ad program. I don't really care. Well, they started asking me some questions, which I wasn't really prepared to answer. They said, well, where are most of your subscribers? I should have said Utah, but I didn't, because I'd never been under investigation. I never had a chance to think about it. So anyway, YouTube now has a brand new tracing mechanism that I can use because I'm on YouTube. So here's what I did, and you know, let me put this up so you know that I'm not lying. You know that I'm not lying. Here's what happened. I can't explain how, but I can explain why. These videos the Mormon Church has noticed. I'm just a little old man sitting here in front of my computer telling the truth. What happened to me? I'm not saying bad things about the Mormon Church. I'm just saying it wasn't my cup of tea. Here's what I discovered. The females, when I started off in Utah, the females were like 16%. So the husbands were not letting the females watch my videos, and or the husbands were using their wife's video so they could blame it on the bishop. She was looking, I wasn't. See, there's her ISP, there's her, it's my wife, it's my daughter's apostasy. Well, here's what I did. I went back and I charted all of the activities of the state of Utah. And you know, when you do this kind of a business, and well, if you want to call it that, when you do a load of videos, your hits, you know, if I got a piece of paper that said there were 900 hits in Brazil, I know something is dreadfully wrong. Because I'll get, you know, 7, 8, 10 hits out of Brazil on certain days. And same way Saudi Arabia, you know, I'll get 4 or 5 a day. If someone says there's 500 a day, what happened there? You know, I went to BYU. They didn't teach me much, but they did teach me statistics. And the statistical odds of that happening are astronomical. Well, my Utah statistics have stayed pretty common. Now, the girls have watched a little bit more as time has gone on. That's reasonable because England has done the same thing. As time has gone on, they'll tell their friends and they'll say, well, gee, look at this stupid video. So my Utah statistics have been very, very steady, just like the rest of the world, the rest of Argentina, Peru. I know how many hits I get down in those areas, and if I suddenly get 400 or 500 hits or whatever, then I know something's dreadfully wrong. Well, here's, I'll show you again, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Here's my statistics. Do you see that big orange circle and the little blue? The orange is females in Utah. How did that happen? You figure it out for yourself. I went to school. I know statistical odds and probabilities. Look at the females in Utah on those dates. Now, what I did is I pulled the dates up. Okay, now, I also know generally who looks at me, because generally they're 45, well, they're 38 to 45, 48-year-old females and males. That is my heaviest categories. And I'll hit now and then 2 or 3 17-year-olds or a 13-year-old. I think they're just clicking on stuff and they accidentally clicked on me. But I know I don't have a popular young audience. It's not there. And, oh God, my heart really hurts. I'm really trying to hit the 7. Well, maybe I should be Joseph Smith and be trying to hit the 14-year-olds. But anyway, I took a look at my demographics. And the Utah people were just steady, the females. But on the 12-16 and 12-17, Friday and Saturday nights, it jumped twice. It was like a 24-30%. It went to 87%, 3 or 4 times higher than it usually is. There's why my subscription program has come under investigation. Is because the females, according to the computer, now the computer doesn't look at the genitals of each person that is publishing, but I guess they look at their ISP name or whatever, but it says that 87% of my hits on the 16th and the 17th in Utah were substantial, and they were female generated. Now, let me tell you something. Think that's a Relief Society activity? I don't know. How come my statistics on the 17-year-old females jumped 5 times what it usually is? Is this a mother and daughter activity? You can't lie on the internet. It doesn't have your names there yet. But it has your sex there and how you are influencing your daughters. So the young people jumped way, way up, and the females quadrupled. So there's why I'm under investigation, is they were doing false clicks on my YouTube, and the computers caught that and said, oh, it must be David. He's trying to earn more than 23 cents a day. He's clicking his own videos and they're false clicks. Well, I don't do that. Never have done that. I've told YouTube that. And now I've traced it down. I wish that I could redo that letter. And now that I've looked at it, because, you know, when somebody just comes to your door and said, you're under investigation, your mind just kind of goes blank. You don't know what you're being investigated for, and you don't know what evidence you need. And after a couple of days, I can calm down and say, gee, why don't I go in there and look at what happened and what days they happened? So Friday night, I guess maybe the girls got together with their boyfriends for a date, the young people, and did a lot of false clicks. But obviously the females in the Mormon church that were right at 45 years old, which is, you know, Relief Society, older sisters, or single adults, who knows what that group is. But it is the females of the Mormon church, at least the demographics say it's females. I'm not that stupid anymore. I'm not that stupid anymore. I've been in that cult for 50 years. That could be the men on their daughters' computers and on their wives' computers. I know Mormon men. They're wimps. They're rats, they're cheaters, they're liars, and they hide behind women's skirts. Brigham Young did it, Joseph Smith did it, it goes on, John Taylor did it, it goes on and on and on. Mormon men are pussies. They always have been, always will be. They only do sneaky things. They will not put on a hat and a gun and an army suit and come after you and say, hey, you know, you want a piece of this? Come here. No, they'll take their daughters and they'll take their wives and say, well, she's pregnant. You know, don't shoot me. I have to support that baby. That pisses me off a little bit. But again, I got thinking this morning, am I going to let the Mormon church determine my agenda? They did for half a century. Told me what to eat, what to wear, what underwear, what to say, what to do, what to think. I resigned from that. Now they're screwing with me on this, and I'm just to the point where I didn't even want the advertising. They came to me, Google and YouTube. I didn't go on pushing on buttons and going, gee, I want to make some money. They just simply said, you know, your videos seem to be interesting. You're getting hits. Can we advertise? And, well, all right, I'll give the money to the kids in the Philippines that are hungry. And so, you know, I've appealed it. So whatever they find, they're going to find, because Google gets a lot of money from the Mormon church. And if the Mormon church picks up a phone and says, you know, that David guy, we think he's clicking on his own videos. You know what we mean? And Google will say, your appeal is denied and your advertising is coming off. Okay, that doesn't hurt me. And I've had wonderful people. You know, I do enjoy doing this because I do meet so many good people in the world. A couple of them said, David, get the hell off of YouTube. Go get a website, which I have, I'm building right now, and no one can touch you on a website. YouTube, their rules and their regulations, I think they're out of Palo Alto, California, and there's a lot of Mormons in California, and there's a lot of Mormons that can tell the Utah Mormons how to close David's down and get their tithing money back. See, this is not that I just don't get the money. I think they owe me like $35 for the last 2 or 3 months. And now I don't get the money. It goes back to the Mormon church. They got the tithing back, the bastards. They're gonna get your money no matter what. Monson and Packer don't want to get a job. And neither do the others. They just want to take your money and build a mall that they can have office buildings in and laugh at all of the poor people that can't come in there. And push the button to open the ceiling and close it, open this. I can just see Monson there. Anyway, I'm not going to let the Mormon church determine my agenda. I only spent, whatever, 2 or 3 hours being upset. I'm not going to be upset anymore. The Mormon church has made me upset for 64 years, and I'm not going to spend my last few years letting the Mormon church dictate. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you, the public, what they do. Let their behavior and their comments. I have a lot of people that go through my comments, I noticed. And they say, you know, you get an awful lot of positive comments, and then I get a couple of Mormons that, you know, have their head up their ass, and then people attack them. And I've told people, please, you know, don't attack the Mormons. You know, they're pathetic. It's like a puppy. You don't kick a puppy when it's down. And some still choose to do that, and that's their own free agency. I just don't do that anymore. I'm not interested in fighting with the Mormons because they're all ready to fight. They're not ready to discuss in a humanistic way anything. So I'm not interested in converting, excuse me, or deconverting anybody. I'm just not interested. So, as you can see, I'm dying here on video. Thank you, female Mormons. You're good people, and I know your husbands made you do it. Thanks.